Well, hey now, everybody. It's The Rob from 106.1 KISS FM. Here with my tag team partner in podcasting. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Valeri.
He's 7 foot tall and doesn't have
Valeri.
Oh, Kennedy.
I was going for a Kennedy thing. But yeah, I got to make you wait for the second part.
I didn't know what was happening.
Maybe I should have given you a heads up. I'm sorry. I try to give you a different pre-existing gimmick every time I introduce you. And I can understand how that could have been off-putting. And this is like when we started with the Pop Rocks.
Valeri.
Good morning, bud.
Good morning. Listen, he's 7 foot tall, doesn't have a job anymore, and you can't teach that.
I just realized they may have titled this video improperly. Maybe I should change it to Cass got released by WWE.
I feel like SmackDown was good last night, and we're going to have a lot to talk about for sure, but that's big news, and it was surprising. It was shocking news. Not that it happened, but it happened as soon as it did.
Yeah, it did take me off guard. Yeah, I guess that's true, because it seemed like if they were going to release him, I assume it has something to do with the behavior issues we've been reporting on. And
I keep hearing it's because he wasn't happy with what he's been getting since he came back. But he's in a feud with Daniel freaking Bryan right off the gate.
That's the
right
thing.
out of the gate. I don't care if you're winning or losing. You're fighting a top guy.
If you're unhappy with your spot right now, you're never going to be happy. And it seems like between his attitude, which I'm encompassing both the disciplinary actions of prior, as well as not being content with what he's being given. I believe the view on him is that he's injury prone, which seems to be,
True.
Yeah. So I don't exactly know what all went into it, but those would be my guesses. And when you put that all in a blender, I don't think it became worth the hassle and the paycheck to keep him on board. And to be honest with you, assuming this is going to open up a spot for somebody else somewhere down the line, whatever.
Listen, if I had told you 2 years ago or a year and a half ago that both Enzo and Cass were going to be bums, not without jobs in the WWE, you'd have laughed at me. They were the most over tag team in the company.
It was a year ago yesterday that we were at Raw and Enzo and Cass split up. They were on top of the world on June 19th, 2017.
They were on fire, and now they're both not with the company for different reasons. And I think Cass is worse because he wasn't tanked or anything with legal issues, and it had nothing to do with legal. It just had everything to do with personality, behavior backstage, the fact that he can't get over.
Yeah, it's weird though, because like you said, the timing is strange because they didn't immediately pull the plug on him, and they gave him like a lot of opportunities and some that he was really kind of not failing at. Like we had both been mentioning how he's been stepping up his character game and his promo game and his ring work maybe a little bit, but he had just been leveling up.
If you bring him, if you're planning on releasing him anyways, you don't even bother bringing him back. Like he comes back from injury, you don't even put him on TV. You just cut him.
Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about Cass at this point.
No, which injury? Because there was the long one that he had with Enzo. Okay.
The long one. Like if he never comes back, he just never comes back. And you're like, oh, whatever happened to Cass? But they brought him back. They put him in a top feud, I think, and he's not happy with it. He's going rogue. He gets hurt again. It's just have Daniel Bryan beat him, and I'm ashamed I even picked him to win on Sunday. I thought they had bigger plans for Cass. I guess I was completely off base.
I don't think they had these plans before his first injury. The first injury being the long one that kept him out for months. There was the one that kept him out for a few weeks here recently. But
they split him and Enzo originally because they thought Cass was going to be the guy.
Oh, yeah. And I was the one saying, I don't buy it. I was saying that the whole time. I'm like, if anyone's going to be the guy of the two of them, it's going to be Enzo. And, I mean, he was for a minute, and then Cass never really lived up to his expectations. It became pretty clear from the jump.
Yeah.
So
just a total mess. So he's gone.
How funny is it that of the three of them, Carmella's the one who lasted the longest?
I know, and she's doing great. She's doing great. She did a carbon copy of an Alexa Bliss promo last night, but it was still great.
What do you mean by that?
Alexa's done this twice now, and then you're gonna turn around and do the "I'm so happy to be champion."
Oh, okay.
I'm so humble, it's all about me. You guys suck. That's an Alexa Bliss promo, and that's just heel 101 stuff. But I've seen it recently twice on the other brand. You maybe not want to do the same thing. Although Carmella, she was great with the facial expressions and with Ellsworth and then Asuka coming out and kicking the hell out of him. That was fun.
So Brittany and I both made a comment about she definitely made a nice little flub in her promo.
Oh, yeah. I've never had self-confidence.
That's what it was. I believe the exact line was self-confidence issues. You think I was self-confident? I believe is the exact line, but I'm glad you picked up on that one too.
I thought, no, did Ellsworth say it on purpose or did he flub too?
I didn't catch an Ellsworth flub. He's
going through the list and then he says, and last, and certainly least.
Asuka?
Did he do that on purpose?
No, I don't think that's not a flub, I don't think. I think he meant to say last and least.
Last and least.
I beat her most recently, and she's the worst of all of them.
And least, okay, I get it. That was poorly worded, Ellsworth, and I didn't like it. But it was good, and I like him being back. I was okay with it.
My second note has to do with that. My second note actually reads verbatim, "I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm so glad James Ellsworth is back."
I know. Sorry, Steve, but it's going to be great. And I'm telling you, Asuka versus Ellsworth is going to be amazing. Whenever she finally beats his ass, it's going to be so funny.
Do you think we're going to get there? Because I don't. I don't think that's where WWE, I know they used to do it back in the Attitude Era, having a man fight a woman was kind of commonplace, especially with China. I think in 2018, we've moved backwards on that respect, and I don't think we're going to see it happen.
It's tough, but remember, Ellsworth's last match in the WWE was against a woman, and he lost, and it was fun.
Who was it? Wasn't it against several women?
Yeah, Becky Lynch, maybe. I don't know, but women were just beating his butt. But he had one final match.
You're right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
You
Jared.
even said you were like, "Cool, this feels like a goodbye Ellsworth, like a send off Ellsworth," and it was. You were right about that.
Yeah. I don't exactly know. Maybe that's how Asuka gets her heat back is on James Ellsworth. I knew immediately just from watching that human walk that was not Asuka.
Listen, pal, I have an idea. You're going to win 400 days in a row. You're going to come to the WWE main roster and win the Royal Rumble. Then you're going to lose to Charlotte. Yeah, you're going to lose to Charlotte.
And you're going to love it.
And you're going to love it. And then you're going to lose to Carmella. I'm going to love it. But then we're going to get you a win back against Ellsworth. I love it.
They're going to eat it right up, pal.
Goddamn, pal. Thank you, Bruce Pritchard. Thank you for even giving us the opportunity to do that version of an impression of Vince. That's my impression of Bruce doing an impression of Vince. I love it. Hurts your throat, though. Holy cow.
I feel like, again, Steve's going to want to kill me, but I feel like SmackDown upgraded. We lost Cass and we gained Ellsworth.
Perfect.
I'll take it. Exactly.
Like Cass never had a good match against AJ Styles.
Tell me a great feud Cass ever had.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? So that's to me an upgrade.
The little person. Boy, he really showed him.
Because the kick wasn't enough to put the little person down. That's the feud. That's feud of the year.
I gotta hit him.
It's not enough. If that is the reason behind Cass's exit, is that not the best reason for a termination ever?
The funniest part. why'd you get fired from the WWE? I couldn't leave that little guy alone. It wasn't enough. I wanted to give him some potatoes. I had to get.
Well, imagine let's go back to the time machine to June 19th, 2017. We're interviewing Enzo and Cass. So what'd you guys do? Or let's actually, what'd you guys do to get fired from WWE? Well, I didn't rape a girl, and Cass over here, he beat up a midget.
And you can't teach that. I love that.
Guys, this is exactly why wrestling is the best pastime.
How did you get fired by not raping somebody?
Me? I didn't rape a girl, and Cass over there, he's 7 feet tall, but he beat up someone who was 3 feet nothing.
And he couldn't let go of it. I mean, he was allowed to kick him, but he had to punch him too. Had to give him these hands.
He went to the writers and asked if he could punch a midget after he kicked him. They said no. Then he went to Vince, said, I really want to punch this midget after I kick him. Vince said no. Then I went out there and I punched a midget after I kicked him.
I did it anyways. All in. I'm all in on this.
If anyone out there doesn't love following pro wrestling, go after yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you're wrong.
Exactly. So
it's so good. It's just so good.
Oh God. What else do you want to talk about? So there's a few more things.
Oh yeah, I mean, did you like SmackDown? I really did.
SmackDown was great up until I can't give any praise to the main event.
Okay, I can, but I am also going to be on board with why you can't. Because I think we don't like the gauntlet match concept. I think, first of all, if you're going to look at it as a legitimate thing, it's wildly unfair for the first person that goes in. Like, it's not an all things equal kind of thing. I'm glad that it was decided in one show and not like a series of qualifiers. That's great.
We just saw this heading into the Elimination Chamber.
But twice. We saw it twice. Like, they had an epic gauntlet match for Raw, which we even said the day after, we're probably going to look back and say, oh, that's the gauntlet match Raw. Refer to it as the gauntlet match Raw, because it was like 2 hours of Raw with the gauntlet match. It's pretty cool, pretty special. Then you give us another crap gauntlet match, and now you've given us another gauntlet match all in the last 6 months. It's too many gauntlet matches.
Yeah, the last 3 months, really. And they're not exciting. It's lazy. It's lazy writing. It's lazy booking. And I'm just over all this stuff about earning your right to fight. What was that even for? Anything? What was that even for?
Number one contender. I mean, the person that wins that gets to take on AJ Styles at Extreme Rules for the championship, which is why the winner of it was very exciting in a unique way.
Was it Miz?
No, sir. It was Rusev Day.
Oh, interesting.
Rusev, and did you not see the end of it? It was my favorite cheesy, lame respect handshake. It was my favorite one of all. It was the best.
Why was it best? Why was it better than the others?
Because it's always such a lame spot. He comes out and AJ, Rusev wins, and he and Aiden English are in the ring, and then AJ comes out and lays the belt down, and he gets in front and he looks at him, and then Rusev's standing there, oh, Bulgarian brute, and then, ooh, and the slow hand comes out, and then the other guy's like, oh, I'll put my, oh, and then they shake hands, and the crowd's like, oh, they respect each other, oh, and then it's done, and then Aiden English comes in and goes, hey, put it here, pal, and AJ Styles is looking at Aiden English, he's like, come on, give me a shake, and then AJ Styles goes in to give him a shake, and Aiden English goes, psych, and he gives one of these, and then AJ Styles goes, pound, pops him in the kisser, and Aiden English hits the deck, and Rusev's just yelling at Aiden English, like, wah, 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 and then AJ Styles gets out of the ring. That's so good. It was like respect.
This is another great example. Another great example of your reenactment being better than the original. And
loved it.
By the way, if you want to talk about it again, beating a dead horse, but that's exactly how AJ and Nakamura got started, just with respect, the respect handshake.
Okay, didn't have Aiden English. spicing it up.
I want some new stuff. That's what's killing. So that's what I think is wrong with SmackDown was that, and that gauntlet match was a good like 45 minutes.
At least I think it was even a little more than that. And Daniel Bryan versus Big E in the beginning was worth the price of admission.
That seemed to be the best, and that's where I got lost because I'm now turned off to gauntlet matches. It's not that I don't like them; it's that I dislike them.
But a lot happened, and stories progressed.
I guess, but to me, it's an easy win for Raw this week.
Looks like Daniel Bryan's going to feud with the Bludgeon Brothers. I'm in.
Did they interfere on? I guess I missed that.
So Daniel Bryan, when Daniel Bryan comes down to the ring, the Bludgeon Brothers were leaving from their tag match. The Bludgeon Brothers just had a surprisingly good match against Gallows and Anderson, better than at the pay-per-view, because I did go back and watch the pre-show just to see that match. And the Bludgeon Brothers are walking back, and then Daniel Bryan's music comes out, and he's coming, yes, 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 coming down, doing a little side step, yes, yes. And then he comes across the Bludgeons. And then the music stops, and he staring at Luke Harper. Luke Harper staring back at him, and he looks at Rowan and Rowan, and they got their hammers, and they're doing their hammer, and it's Stare City, like everybody's staring. And then Daniel Bryan kind of shimmy, 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 and the music starts again, and he goes, ha, ha, and he gets away from him, and he goes into the ring, and the Bludgeon Brothers all, and they walk to the back, and then Daniel Bryan and Big E put on a clinic, and that's a good one. And Daniel Bryan wins it. And then, oh boy, what do we have here? Samoa Joe. Woo! Daniel Bryan still wins. Hey! Then the Bludgeon Brothers come out.
Both of them?
And both of them come into the ring, grab Daniel Bryan, who they clearly did not take kindly to the stare down before it started. They give him the power bomb Aruski and then get out of the ring when The Miz comes down. And The Miz picks him up and gives him the face-crushing finale and pins him 1, 2, 3.
So I knew The Miz pinned Bryan, but I'm getting a different vibe from this. I can't imagine. I mean, I think they may handle it maybe on a SmackDown, but I think the next real feud for Bryan is Miz.
It is. I mean, that's what's heating up with some real flames. And he gets him and he throws him out of the ring. Get out of my ring, he says. Then Rusev Day comes out. But the Bludgeon Brothers still caused Daniel Bryan to lose. So I'm sure that's going to get handled, maybe through Extreme Rules. You know, The Miz is still going to, but by SummerSlam, oh, you're going to feel the heat. You're going to feel the heat on your balls.
I don't see Bryan and Bludgeon Brothers facing off at a pay-per-view.
I don't know. You don't know.
I don't know. You're right. I don't know.
Extreme Rules. Daniel Bryan in a chainsaw match against the Bludgeons or a hammer match. Whatever.
So something you've been really excited for happened last night, besides Cass getting fired.
I know. The announcers made it cheesy, but I still loved it. I loved the entrance. I loved them coming out. I still think that they need Nikki Cross. I feel it was a little incomplete without Nikki, but they came out and beat the hell out of the Usos. I'm in. Sanity, baby. Sanity. What do
you think? Is there any sort of indication as to what we can expect from them down the line?
Yeah, they'll get jobbed out in about 6 months.
That's what I'm thinking too. I hate to say it. I know they went over last night in a big way, but I'm worried about them seriously being mismanaged.
Do you know why I feel this way?
Why?
Because they're being presented as a tag team, and they said that many times last night. They're being presented as a tag team and not presented as a faction. And WWE mishandles tag teams on the regular.
Well, yes and no. I mean, I would say that are the way they handle tag teams, is that win percentage worse than the way they handle singles wrestlers?
I don't even mean from wins and losses. I just mean from like a standpoint of importance on the show. I don't know. I wanted to see Sanity come in kind of like the Shield came in. You know, yeah. I wanted to see them come in and just start storming and killing everybody. But the problem SmackDown has is that they already have a team that does that, and they're called the Bludgeon Brothers. And the Bludgeon Brothers came out immediately after Sanity. And so I thought if I was writing this show and you have Sanity come out, you almost put that match at the very beginning and you have them destroy the Usos right away. And then you have Sanity come out 2 more times throughout the evening and destroy different groups. And then that's how you present Sanity.
Booking like a boss.
Look at me booking. I'm booking. I'm gonna put it in paper. Put it on.
Dude, I mean, I love the idea. I think that what they did, I mean, okay, it's not enough to say it's going to fit. I mean, they went over the Uso brothers, and not only that, they went over decidedly.
Yes.
But I'm just with you in that it just feels like a shell of a push to me.
Right. And, you know, you're going to present them as chaotic, and they don't follow the rules, and they're unpredictable, and they're insane. Then have them come out as a surprise, maybe, instead of saying, Sanity's here, they're going to be next. And then you come back and it's Daniel Bryan and, you know, Sanity's patiently waiting their turn to come out. No, just have them show up and be chaos and just rip the whole show apart.
I don't think anybody can say that would be worse than what they did last night.
Put me on the writing team, Paul.
Hey, I'm for it. Oh, now you're calling out Hunter?
Paul. Come on, Paul.
I don't know that he's appointing people to the writing team. You might need to talk to Vince.
I love it.
I feel like we got everything. I know it was a little bit short, but I feel like we got everything.
Let me double check.
I gave the big win to Raw.
Big win does go to Raw, but I still enjoyed SmackDown. And what do you think about Rusev challenging AJ for the title? Do you like it?
I'm fine with it. Yeah, I mean, they've got 4 weeks to get us, you know, something happening, which I'm sure that they will. But right now I'm kind of I'm ready for AJ to move past Nakamura. Nakamura, he did his job, and now I'm ready for somebody new, and Rusev fits the bill just fine.
Rusev's perfect. I don't think Rusev wins. I don't mind even saying that. I don't think Rusev gets the belt, although that would be fun. Steve
sent a message. Hold on, I want to make sure.
I actually thought Samoa Joe was going to win last night.
Steve said, what about Jeff Hardy? Didn't he just cut like a rambling promo? What? Help me out. Fill me in.
He turned around and his eyes were crazy and his face was painted all Brother Nemo style.
Brother Nemo?
Nero. Whatever.
Yeah, I guess, I remember watching.
Where's he going to show up?
I don't know. I don't have a comment on this yet. I feel bad. I did see it. I don't want to say I didn't see it. I didn't have a strong reaction to it yet is the best way I can sum it up.
Based off of the promotions and the ads for the Evansville SmackDown, it looked as if they were going to work Jeff Hardy in with Big Cass, and now that's not going to happen.
Well, I'm returning my tickets now.
No Cass? What is this?
Sorry, Jerry's not coming in anymore.
I just hope Sanity doesn't fizzle and fade before July 23rd.
That's more than a month away, so it's the 24th.
I want to see them live.
I think that I'm going to say we will see Sanity July 24th.
But will it be insane?
Probably not. No, I'm going to go with they won't be in as good a spot that they are now.
No, I'm telling you right now, the show we watched together, and I don't have a problem with this, is going to be The Miz show.
That's right. Well, The Miz, his TV show will be debuting on USA right after SmackDown.
Yes, it will.
So Miz will probably be heavily featured when SmackDown comes to Evansville.
I don't have a problem with that in any way.
So, oh, by the way, once we get off here, I need to talk to you regarding something about that.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, then we don't have to.
I'm kidding. I want to.
Is there anything else to talk about this morning?
Larry!
At least now he follows where I was going. To be fair, I was being a bit obscure at the beginning. I'll keep it simple. Keep it simple next time.
When I take the kids this weekend, we're going to D.C. and we're going to be at the Arlington Cemetery when we're at the Eternal Flame for JFK. Do you dare me? Kennedy.
Do it.
Kennedy.
Keep doing it till the song dies.
Kennedy. Kennedy. Kennedy.
Oh, wow.